Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode of The Icebreaker. We just wanted to let you guys know that today is a very, very serious podcast. And it's a lot different from our usual stuff. And we just wanted to give a warning to the listeners that things that we will be discussing in this podcast could, be...
It could offend, it could spark controversy. But we also want to mention that we are remaining purely objective here.
We are not taking sides in this. We're just here strictly to present the facts and just have an open discussion about
the situation at hand. And whilst we, as human beings, have our own opinions, we would prefer to keep that between us. We're not politicians. We're not influencers or whatever. So we're coming from our standpoint here. We're talking about this as us.
Today, we're going to be talking about
Quaden Bayles.
So, for those of you that may not have heard the story of Quaden Bayles, I hope we're pronouncing that name correctly.
I think it might be Bayles.
Bayles.
Yeah. Cool name.
He is a little boy, a 9-year-old boy, who has dwarfism.
Yes.
And on Wednesday, there was a video posted by his mother,
a live stream
on social media about his day at school, which included him getting severely bullied to the point where he was saying things that are quite shocking to come out of a 9-year-old's mouth. Things.
I think it's obvious where we're going. Like he's mentioned several suicide options within this video, and that's really tough to see coming from a kid that age. Regardless of the situation, it shouldn't be coming from.
And as this video's been shared around and gone viral and things, we've seen many celebrities and just everyone in the community really get around this little boy.
There's a lot of general support, and it's really great to see the whole world getting around this.
Exactly.
Like this isn't just Australia. This is the whole world getting around this, regardless of rumors or whatever. It is nice to see that people are willing to do that.
However, with being viral on the internet and things like this video,
there are downsides.
There are definitely downsides, and by Saturday, things started to get a little bit clouded.
Yes.
With a lot of theories and theories around...
Theories and rumours,
around this whole video and...
Yeah, so it's since the original video has since been deleted, but it has been screen recorded, so it is still being shared around. Personally, I actually think that's a good thing because I think it needs to be seen. I think regardless of rumours, bullying is terrible.
Of course.
It's really, it affects so many people
and
worldwide.
It also goes to show that, with this video, that how many people can actually get around bullying.
Yeah.
They started a GoFundMe page which earned around, I think it was $30,000. Which was able to send him...
We've been able to
Disney World.
We pulled up a couple of websites because obviously, it's good to be informed.
We don't want to go into this topic.
Yeah.
Bland. We want to have some context. And
a GoFundMe page to send Quaden to Disneyland has raised over $435 which is 656,000 Australian dollars.
$435,000
US dollars.
Yeah.
That is that's a lot of money, and that's pretty amazing.
It's great to see the support coming from all areas of the globe, and this is when things started to become, I guess, a little.
Things started
confusing,
to go south.
Yeah, things started to get a little confusing. So, a post on Facebook started circulating on Twitter and things like that, which claimed that Quaden was actually an 18-year-old male who because of his dwarfism, does not look his age, and was using that to gain popularity and money and all this kind of things.
There's been a lot of age rumors, a lot of rumors in general, but the age rumors, people have gone through his Instagram, which has also since been deleted, including his mother's Instagram. They've gone through his Instagram and found him posing with money,
things like Gucci t-shirts, all this expensive kind of stuff.
Money, even guns, fake or not, and some cars at an 18th. And
lots of not explicit, but things that a 9-year-old boy should not be having access to
or saying. Regardless of the situation. And I think that just those few pieces of evidence
it absolutely set the world alight.
This is still happening, and it's almost a week later, and it's big still.
Yep.
It hasn't started to die down. It's still big. It's half my Facebook feed.
Yeah. And I think anyone that really goes on the internet right now is exposed to it.
Yeah. I think the people that are coming from this point of view, saying that he's faking his age, obviously people are entitled to their own opinions, and I think that it's fair enough if they are confused and under the impression that he may be lying about his age just because of the images that are being shared around.
It's easy. It's easy to take a point of view like that when someone provides,
that
even
evidence.
an ounce of evidence to support that fact.
People will take anything, I think, and another thing for these people that has acted as a fuel to the fire, which is the age rumor.
They've had plenty of photos.
They've also come across, I think it's Star Now. It's
a page where you can find...
It's an acting agency you can find acting jobs.
So that
modeling...
That really didn't help the so-called stigma that's already around the video being fake due to the fact that he's an actor, people thought...
It says actor, influencer, and model.
Yeah.
So it's hard for anyone to really differ between the two sides of this situation.
And people are kind of still confused about where to kind of place the blame.
Yeah.
A lot of people are directing the hate, I guess, towards the mother of the situation due to the fact that, going back to and referencing the Instagram and his internet presence, people saying, well, it doesn't really look like he's strapped for money.
No.
So, that really hasn't helped the situation.
I think people that have said donating money for him to go to Disney World, people are like, I don't think this money is going to stop bullying. I think that's a fair point, but I also think it's really great to see that people have been able to get around that.
Yes.
I think perhaps a GoFundMe for a bullying fund would have been better.
Yeah.
But, good on them, and, hope he enjoys Disney World. I've never been to Disney World. It looks fun.
And then, obviously, due to the the so-called fake video and, the evidence supporting that, began the rumors of whether or not the bullying was actually real or fake and all that kind of stuff. Kind of, trying to move away from the real point of the video, which was to surface something that could be hidden, in regular school.
Yeah.
And a lot of the posts on Facebook are kind of swayed.
A lot of I think a majority of the things I've seen have been against him.
Yeah.
And I think that's just a case of people being. I want to use a more professional word, but for the lack of vocabulary, I think people are a little bit salty.
Well, I
think that's just a natural human.
I don't think that's the problem. I think people are
upset.
Are very quick to jump on anything that exploits someone, especially on social media. And look, we have the video up in front of us right now, and
it's actually hard to watch. I can't actually have it on screen.
The first time I saw the video, it was heartbreaking. It was really hard to watch. And then, all these rumors that did start to surface around Quaden being an actor and all this kind of stuff. You go back and watch that video, and you do watch it and go, okay, some of these things that people are saying do look to they do look like it could be what people are saying.
There's so much evidence and there's so much evidence for both sides that it's pretty easy for us to keep pretty objective, because it's so hard to put together an argument for either sides because there's so much for each side. And I'm like, I don't know. That's it. That's all I can say. I don't know. I've seen a lot of posts. I've seen a lot of the same screenshot of one of the mother's messages, who has a child that goes to the same school, and she has mentioned that apparently Quaden and his mother are not known very well in the school for the right things. They are known well, but not for the right things, and that Quaden apparently eggs on other children, and then does not receive it well when it comes back to him.
Personally, I know we said we were going to try and sway away from being.
Look, guys, we're humans, so it's natural for us to want to voice this because we're people.
That point to me is interesting because, as I said, we were going to stray away from our own kind of opinions on this show. No, but
that's okay. Go.
This is a podcast, and we are allowed to talk about what we think.
This is what we're here for. This is why we record these things.
That point to me is interesting because, this kid's 9, right?
Yeah.
And you see all these posts of him with all the cool stuff, and the dude's just trying to be like cool. That at that age, all a kid wants to be is cool, and he wants to
be popular.
Think
about it, like when you were younger, when you were in primary school,
and kids at that age.
That's all I wanted.
It's 9. Like kids at that age, they kind of have a hard time grasping emotions properly. I feel this is just in my experience because obviously I'm nearly 20. I'm going to be 20 this year.
Dude, don't say that. Man.
This was 10 years ago for me, but from what I can remember, he's just a kid. Like things like that are interesting because they can't fully grasp their emotions, and when say if that is something that's true, and he's bullying other kids and kids are bullying him back, it's kind of just, I'm gonna do this so everyone looks at me, and then when they do that to him, he's I'm not used to that.
I'll jump in with my personal thing here. I copped a lot when I was in school, like when I was younger, and 10 years ago, same time, this the year that I met you, I came into the school not knowing anybody, so all I wanted was to be popular. And all I can think is, if this kid is trying to be popular and he's not really in the right mind state, and because he's young, it could be easy for him to confuse getting popular with maybe giving it to other people, like giving them crap wise.
Yeah.
But then when he receives it back, that mind state, having that mind state, it doesn't help. So it would have more effect on him than it would to the others because of the mind state he's in himself, if you know what I mean.
And look, this isn't us trying to, as I said, offend anyone or accuse anyone of anything.
And I'm not even taking sides. This is just how I'm seeing things.
But at the same time, I also think, obviously the kid has dwarfism, So that must be hard to go to school every day, especially when you're 9 and other kids, you know, they look, for lack of a better word, they look how everyone else looks.
Yeah, they'd be taller. They look different.
Yeah, and
you know, so
and he is the one there,
the standout. He's a standout.
And so I feel like for him, you know, going to school every day would be really hard. And he's just trying to
props to him.
He's just trying to fit in and be a kid who enjoys going to school.
I think every kid at the age of 9, or you know what, like, if rumor is true and he is apparently 18, 9 and 18, everyone gives each other crap. But you know, having dwarfism really, like, I don't think it really wouldn't help with being able to take certain aspects of bullying, like, you know, certain insults or whatever.
Well, you know,
if you know what I mean.
This is, again, going from personal experience. At the age of 9, like I said, you don't really have a grasp on a lot of things, especially something that would be hard for 9-year-olds to grasp is the fact that, you know, he has dwarfism, because, you know, someone could say that to you when you're 9 and you go, oh, okay, but you don't actually really understand what that entitles, and you just go, oh, he looks funny, or he looks a little bit different.
Yeah.
And that's always something that's going to be picked out by especially a 9-year-old. So that's, you know, going to school every day for him must be hard, and I'm not discrediting anything. I'm not saying
on either side
he's not getting bullied. I'm not saying that, but I'm also saying, you know, sometimes he might just want to. Sometimes the kid's just trying to fit in, you know, and that might be a way that he's trying to, like, oh, all these other kids are doing it, I'll do it too, and then
he gets it back, but probably not in the same way that the other kids would get it back.
Yeah, because he's probably getting targeted for his
because he has
condition.
That condition. Yeah. So look, I think there's nowhere to go because, like, it's very. I want to say one-sided, but, like, one-sided, both-sided.
It's very
you don't know which standpoint to come from.
One or the other, you know. There's no in between.
Yeah.
People are on one side of the fence or the other side of the fence. There's no, you know, fence sitters. But that's what that's the role we're trying to play today. We're trying
to sit on the fence and give point of views from the other side. Because, like we said at the start of the video, if you didn't know, this is what's happening. So, if you didn't know, well, now you know.
Yeah. And, you know, things like rumors about his age and whatnot have since been, you know, debunked.
Yeah.
He is
weirdly
actually
enough,
9.
Weirdly enough, I want to, like, talk about what Cardi B said. You know, she's...
Well, I think what Cardi B said is extremely relevant to the whole thing about, you know, kids just wanting to fit in, like...
He wants to be cool. She was saying that she knows people that pose, you know, having, like, money and Gucci all the time. And, like, I'd do it. Do it. I have, like, a watch. I'm like, yeah, I got this watch.
Yeah.
Everyone does it. So, you know, I think that's maybe that's an argument for the side that is, you know, with him, saying, like, he's just a kid. He just wants to fit in. So this isn't him. This isn't him being 18. This is just him wanting to fit in as a kid. You know. There's also been footage of him when he was 4 years old.
On Channel 10 News, like, as part of a segment about raising awareness for dwarfism
in 2015. So I think that is. I'm gonna take an age side here. I'm sorry, but I think that's pretty hard evidence that the age rumor is. You know, it's. I'm gonna say false because, like, look at that.
Yeah.
Look at that. A video from 2015 shows a 4-year-old Quaden appearing with his mum on Studio 10 to raise awareness for dwarfism. I think that's pretty set in stone, the age thing, but that, you know, that, and then obviously that still doesn't disregard bullying rumors.
Yeah.
So, like...
And now I want to talk about something to do with his mother.
Yes.
A lot of people have called out the mother due to the fact that they think she's the one that's behind all of this kind of thing. You know, she's the one that's gone, oh, you know, if we do this, we can can get money and,
Yeah.
all this kind of stuff. And that's why a lot of people are angry, because they see photos of this kid on Instagram, rocking the Gucci and rocking all the money and all that kind of stuff, and they go, oh, why did we exactly donate to this kid when he has money, or why is only awareness for him being raised? Is it because he has a condition? Or so I think a lot of people are angry.
I think
due to the fact that they've donated.
Some people are angry for the right reasons. Some people are angry for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
And I think the people that are angry for maybe for the right reasons, we're just gonna, for example, for the right reasons, maybe that the money should have been put into raising awareness for dwarfism instead of a Disneyland fund. I can understand that from those people's point of view, especially if they have dwarfism or a similar condition.
Yeah.
People angry for the wrong reasons, like, oh, now he's got all this money. It's like, yeah, but that's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about the fact that this kid's getting bullied.
Yeah. And
real or not, it's just not good.
The thing that has a lot of people concerned is the fact that since the video's been uploaded and all this talk has been around this video, they've since deleted their social media, and
they've gone on, like, sort of off the grid.
Even the mother, and Quaden's even deleted his Instagram,
which, by the way, had roughly 27,000 followers.
Yeah, and that's where people are kind of getting concerned, saying, "Oh, was this a scam? Like, why would they have deleted their social media if they were being truthful to who they said they are?" And
then again, when you go into this social media thing, you can take another side. Again, we can split it into two sides. There could have been abusive messages to their Instagrams, and they've deleted it since. Or it could have been that they were deleting to cover themselves. Like, we just don't know.
And again,
this situation opens up
many possibilities.
Yeah, it's hard. It's a tough one.
And going back to the whole rocking all the Gucci and all that kind of stuff, I think being a kid, at school, everyone encounters bullying. Everyone's been a part of some sort of bullying in their school life. And social media is a big point, or a big part of bullying these days.
A lot of it could be considered a platform for bullying. Yep. Honestly. And
the fact that social media is so accessible,
it's so convenient.
Going back to the whole reason why they might have deleted their social media, is because if this kid is already getting so-called death threats at school, and
what's not to say he's now receiving them through his Instagram,
and not just from his schoolmates, from everyone around the world.
Yeah, I'm sure that honestly, like, a lot of people are lovely, but there are a lot of people who are terrible, and I guarantee you there would be messages in this kid's inbox like, "Oh, have a whinge," or something like that.
Which is interesting to think about, because
not helpful.
Going back to one of the main points of the whole theory, this kid's 9. I feel like all the hate around this whole situation, a lot of it is being directed at the little boy, and I feel like that's probably the wrong way to go about it. This kid is 9. He's not deciding where things like the money go, things like how he's portraying himself on social media. For all we know, that could be...
Look, honestly, if you're going to be angry at anyone, for example, about the donation for the Disney World thing, be angry at the people who donated the money. He didn't donate the money. That's not him that said, "Yes, give me money for Disney World." Someone else started that GoFundMe.
Well, I believe it was the mother that started the GoFundMe. So
did she?
That's why, and again, a lot of people are angry because they're using it for personal use.
Well, that's still valid. Like what I'm saying, like it's also like there's two people involved in this, the mother and then all the people donating to it. If they wanted to raise awareness for dwarfism and for bullying, perhaps the people, instead of being angry at the kid, they can be angry at the mum, whatever. Don't be angry at him. He's 9 years old. Be angry at the people who donated the money. Be angry at the person who started the GoFundMe for Disneyland instead of raising awareness for dwarfism or bullying.
Yeah.
If you know what I mean. Like I'm not like saying this to be a dick or anything, but that's just where my head's at.
Yeah. So today's episode might have been a bit of a shorter episode.
Yeah. And we discussed this before, and we didn't want to drag it on beyond our own knowledge and means. So,
but we also want to take this time to raise awareness.
Yeah.
Bullying, obviously one of the main vocal points of the whole situation and this podcast. So
bullying's bad.
Bullying is horrible. Speaking on how bullying can affect people, almost 40,000 deaths occur from suicide each year, and there are about 100 attempts of suicide every.
To every one successful suicide, there are about 100 attempts. So if you think of 45,000 deaths that occur from suicide each year, times that by 100, and that's how many people have attempted. That's a catastrophic number. It's a wrong number. It shouldn't be that high. A little over 14% of students in high school consider suicide, and approximately 7% of them attempt suicide. So this is a serious issue, regardless of whether he's 9 or he's 18, whether he is actually being bullied or he's not being bullied. Bullying does happen. It affects that many people every single year. It's affected me in my lifetime. I'm sure it may have gotten Jack at some point. Regardless of whether rumors are true or not, it's bad and it shouldn't be tolerated whatsoever. So yeah.
Just another point I wanted to add. I know we're moving on, but I think another reason why a lot of people are so angry is due to the fact of how touchy of a subject things like bullying and suicide are, and that they're not to be taken lightly, and the fact that they may be using this money in whatever way they're using it for could be considered unethical, which is why so many people are mad.
Yeah.
For donating and this getting so much airtime. But if you do want to turn your attention to a good cause, you can always.
There's so many foundations.
Donate to any kind of foundation.
For example, Kids Helpline on kidshelpline.com.au.
Another one is Bully Zero, bullyzero.org.au, which is a bullying charity.
Yeah,
there's
also heaps of them.
Again, just emphasizing the point that this was not made for us to come here and exploit anyone or give our opinions. This is just trying to make it aware of things that are happening.
Yeah,
we are a podcast. It's something that we want to talk about.
Yeah.
And obviously in the past, this podcast has been something that has always been a little bit fun for us.
Yeah.
But
we thought it was important that we spoke about this because it is such a big thing that is occurring right now.
And it's also, as you said, bullying has affected us in our lives. So we wanted to kind of talk about it. And yeah, if anyone is going through anything right now, being bullied or things like suicide or having really dark thoughts, it's always important to speak up. Please talk to someone close to you, and especially important, I know things are getting better, but this is especially important in young men, as it may be considered unmanly or frowned upon. It's important that you guys speak to someone, let them know.
You're allowed to cry.
Yeah. So if you can always get professional help. You can speak with the Lifeline, which is 131114, and the number for the kids helpline is 1-800-55-1800. Again, thank you guys for listening.
And you guys know where to find us. Our DMs are always open too.
Yep. Again, we're not trying to gain any attention over this. We're simply trying to
raise awareness and discuss an important issue.
Yep. Thanks.
Thanks very much for listening, guys. We'll see you next week.